maybe.
Halloween Mashup here at the Hilton. We have an amazing lineup for you of local comedians and comedians that drove from LA and got in terrible traffic. So you got to be really nice to them. I'm Maggie Hyde, your host. It's my job to get you guys all warmed up. Are you ready for that? You ready to laugh, you guys? Yeah? You got candy, you got drinks. Feel free during the show to go get more drinks. Don't worry about us. We might tell a joke about you, we might not. But we want you to be happy and have your drinks. Anyway, I am your host, and a little about me. I'm a single mom. Oh gosh, no single parent. No parents. I thought you guys all looked too happy. I guess it's hard being a parent, right, you guys? You have to pretend to enjoy all those things your kids enjoy. Like kids' birthday parties, play dates, their father. But I do surprisingly well on dating apps, and I think it's because my profile says that I don't want kids. And then they find out it's because I have 4. I know 4 sounds like a lot, and it is. I love being a mom. And you know what they say about having kids? It's a lot like making pancakes. First one's kind of fucked up. Probably should have thrown it away. Last time I checked, it was still legal to laugh at that joke. But I think having kids is a lot more like eating pancakes. You always regret having your 4th one. In case you guys are wondering, none of my pancakes like that joke. And my first pancake was actually so mad, you guys, she disinvited me from her wedding. And I was so sad. I tried to begging her. I was like, honey, you don't understand. You don't get weddings to special days like weddings in your life. Unless you're me. Then you get a couple. That's right, you guys. I have been married twice. It turns out you can actually get worse at something. But you know what? I think we learn from our failures, right? And I think there should be more awards for failures. There are always awards for success. But an award for failure I can really get behind, right? I can imagine getting up there and being like, I'd like to thank my parents for all their emotional neglect and 5 divorces. I'd like to thank myself for never failing to be a victim. And I'd like to thank my children for giving me great material and leaving. That's not true. I love my kids. Actually, one of my pancakes, he just moved home because he broke up with his girlfriend. And when your kids get older, I don't know if anybody out there has older kids, when your kids get older, but when you have a son, you're not like the woman in their life anymore. And they have these girlfriends. So I tried not to seem too excited when he was back at home. And I was like, oh honey, do you need a hug? Should we open some champagne? Yeah. But I am really excited he's home. And he's the only one of my kids who will actually come to a comedy show. I mean, kids would really hate it if their mom does comedy. The only thing that would be worse is if I did porn. And I was like, if I did that, then I could pay for your therapy. I would pay for it anyway. I feel like the pandemic is finally over. But you know what? It changed a lot of our patterns, right? It made everything harder. In our house, we used to sit down at the table and say grace, and now we just say fuck it. Yeah. Whoa. Sounds like my house. Something's always breaking or falling, and someone's always at the door, right? And it changed my parenting a lot. With my younger son, who's 19 at the time, I used to say, when are you going to stop smoking weed? And now I'm like, when are you going to come home with weed? This kid is so sweet. Last Mother's Day, he proudly presented me with a joint and said to me, it is my dream to get high with you. And I was like, that's so sweet, honey. It's my dream to have abs. Some dreams are just dreams. But you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. I did take the joint. I mean, I smoked it in the closet, not with him. I just did a bunch of shows up in Santa Cruz, and he goes to UCSC, and he's the manager of a Verve coffee shop up there, and he wouldn't come to any of my shows. In every show, I told people to go to Verve and tell them they'd seen their mom, his mom, that they'd get free coffee. Not happy about that. Because he knows I talk a lot about how I parented them, and I do feel like sometimes, in order to protect your kids, sometimes you have to embarrass them a little bit to teach them things. So when my sons were at that age, where I knew they were kind of watching porn, you know, it's the age where they suddenly love showers. And there's no Kleenex in their house. In your house? Yeah. That age, I made each of them go to Rite Aid with me to buy condoms. Because if you can buy condoms with your mom, you'll never be embarrassed to buy condoms. And B, I needed condoms. What, you guys? And you know what? It worked. I don't have any grandchildren of my own. Yeah, and I think they're pretty happy about it. But my son, who's living with me again, when he was a junior in high school, I walked in on him telling his brother that he should never go down on a girl, that it was gross. And as a mother and a feminist, I was horrified. I was like, this cannot stand. So I took him into the living room and sat him down in front of the computer and showed him some YouTube videos on how to properly perform oral sex. When I learned a lot. But they probably shouldn't have been videos of me, though. Yeah, he loves it when I tell that joke. Oh, it's okay. They're okay. They've gone to therapy, you guys. But you know, kids are getting to that age where they're finally seeing me as like a whole person, right? Flawed and all, which is really kind of scary. It's kind of like when you're first dating someone and they see you without your makeup, and they're like, "Whoa, this is way worse than I thought." Yeah. It's Halloween. You know, I don't have any good Halloween jokes, but I have to admit I am a little bit New Agey. You got anybody live here in Palm Springs? Are you guys a little New Agey? Yeah, a little New Agey. But I'm also practical. So I have crystals for my anxiety, and I take Xanax. And I get my house feng shui just in case it works, and I take Xanax. And I have a ton of Buddhas in my house. And did I mention I crush up Xanax and sort it? No. Oh gosh, I'll leave you guys with this. Let's see. The pandemic did give me a great excuse to give up on dating apps. You know, because I feel like dating apps have really turned people into the equivalent of fast food. They're not good for you, but they're hot and available right now, right? Like this one guy I dated, he was just like Chick-fil-A, warm, delicious, but my gay friends were not having it. And this other guy, he was just like Subway, a foot long. But kind of weird with my kid. No Jared fans? And the last guy, he was truly a happy meal. He left a smile on my face, but the toy was the best part.